Hello, it's me again. I was gonna do this like every month and then time just got away from me and I haven't, but today is gonna be my, I guess, July Q&A, but questions that you guys answered in June. We're gonna sit down, we're gonna put some makeup on. I just realized I forgot to take my B12, so we're gonna try and get some energy up here. We also might need to take a mid-video Diet Coke break to caffeinate, but we'll see how it goes. Also, unrelated, dollar drink days are back at McDonald's and I don't think you understand how much that means to me. I mentioned this in a vlog that I'm filming this week, so subscribe if you want to see that vlog, where I talk about going and looking at apartments, and the apartment that I like kind of have my sights set on, we'll see, I have not seen the inside yet, but looks real cute, is like right across from McDonald's, and I'm like, hello, I would like to move in before summer ends so I can fully utilize this, because this is the first summer I've been back in Canada and been able to appreciate dollar drink days, and I thought it wasn't gonna happen and I was gonna be very sad. That's not the point of today's video. The point of today's video is to do a Q&A, answering you guys questions. I ask these on Instagram like once a month, so if you want to be part of this, follow me on Instagram, that's where it'll be. I'm also listening to music, which like I enjoy because it puts me in a good mood, but I realize that sometimes like I just zone out when I'm filming these, so like maybe not the best plan, but it makes me happy, so that's what we're doing. I also normally block out people's names when I do this, but like I don't know if you guys care, and it takes a really long time, so if you don't care, like I'll just put your names in it. We have a whole bunch, like a ton this time. I asked twice because I forgot to save them, but like 2 pages there, and then we have like we have so many questions from you guys, so let's get to it. Favorite part of the DCP. I've said this before, I was already an AP to Disneyland before my program, so like obviously park entrance is good, and I don't think it's like the only thing that you should go for, and I think now there's like tea, because Disney hasn't officially announced that they're canceling fall, but like all cast members were blocked out until September, and like I hadn't been to Disneyland. Nope, that's wrong. I've been to Disneyland a bunch. I hadn't been to Disney World until my first program. And I will say, I would have been very salty if I got there and I was blocked out of everything, because it was essentially like my excuse to do like a really long vacation. So obviously parks are great. I think the people are the best part. Like obviously not everyone is going to be great, and you're going to be people that you don't like and you don't vibe with, and like maybe people are going to hate you and say mean things about you. Like that's just me. People are great. Like I still talk to people every day. Literally today, my friend Ethan, who I met on my program, like tagged me in a Canada Day post. I'm filming this on July 1st, from like Canada Day last year. Obviously y'all know Jamie. I talked to her for like literally hours, some weeks on the phone. Like I talk to like my American roommates and Taylor every day. The memories are great because the memories are at Disney, but then like I went to Banff and met up with Jamie, who obviously y'all know, Brennan, who I don't know if you guys really know Brennan, but he's been in some videos, and then Paige and Megan, who have never been on my channel, but Paige has done 2 programs and she was a performer, and this was Megan's first program, and you may have seen them on the internet. Maybe you saw them on the internet. They were friends with other vloggers during their program, but like they were Disney people, and we hung out not at Disney, and we still had like the best time. So I think that shows that you don't need to be at Disney. So probably the people, and just like the cool opportunities. Like I would have never been able to do sunrise yoga if I wasn't a cast member. Like those things aren't offered to the public no matter how much money you pay, so I think that's nice. Have you ever thought about doing a CRP in the future? Yes. I think I talked about this in a couple videos, especially in the video that went up today. Like I don't want to say I'm over the summer program, but I think I've just like done my time, and if I go back with the company, it's going to be with something else. Like watch that video because I talk about it there, but there's nothing else that I want to do with the summer program. If I'm going to go back, it's going to be for a longer period of time. It's not worth it cost-wise to just do another summer, and there's no like real roles that I would want. I've already done, you know, everything I wanted, so I don't know, why would I do another summer? I don't even think I'm going to apply in the fall at this rate. The CRP is definitely on my list. I have wanted to do one for years. It just hasn't worked with timing, and obviously there was like massive clerical errors last year. I've done that before. Obviously it wouldn't be for a while. Like I said, I'm looking at signing a 1-year lease where I'm living now in my hometown, and that will be starting like August 15th or something like that. So not anytime soon, but I might apply if it reopens in the fall and then do like, God, I don't even know if I'd want to do 20 or 21. I'm thinking more 2022 if anything, but at that point, like, I'm almost 30, so I don't know how I feel about that, but CRP is on my list. It is definitely a bucket list thing. Why did you go to your mom's house when it seems really toxic for you? Honestly, at this point, because I can't have my cat where I live, and I would absolutely die for that sweet little angel baby. So I go back there. My mom also has a freezer and a stove, which are two luxuries I do not have where I live now. Also, she always has food in her house, which is nice, but mostly for my cat. And like, I don't hate my family. I think we need to like remember on the internet, we always post like the highlights and lowlights and extremes, and like I've stopped posting a lot about like bad things, I guess you could say, because I don't want to just be negative all the time. But I know I don't have the healthiest relationship with my family, and once I actually have my own place, like with a roommate and my cat, I don't think I will go home literally ever, besides for like holidays and stuff like that. Fave Disney food. Okay, I could go off. I love so much Disney food. Oh my god, I love a good beignet. Like, I feel okay, side note, everything with Splash Mountain, beautiful, love it, amazing. Tiana deserves the world. But what I really want is I really want Mickey beignets in the park when that happens. Like that, that's all I need. It's not even Disney, but like, I just love soft serve ice cream, like the huge ass ones from DAC. Amazing. Oh, tachos. Oh, they released on Disney Parks blog the tachos recipe, and like I don't have like an oven or a freezer, so I'm a little limited. But like when I move out, you best believe your girl's making tachos, because oh, I love tachos. And Satuli Canteen, like the vegetarian like crispy tofu bowl. Amazing. If I could only eat 2 foods in Disney for the rest of my life, it would be vegan tachos and the Satuli tofu bowl. Has your work reopened? If yes, how do you feel about it? Besides good, because money. My work has reopened. I mention this a lot. I am working a 64-hour work week this week. Today is my only day off, and here I am doing this, so you're welcome. We reopened on June 15th, and I feel like about it. Canada as a whole obviously has not been nearly as bad as the US in terms of COVID cases. I'm also not in like Vancouver anymore. If you don't know, I'm like the interior of BC, so West Coast. BC's never had a ton of cases in general outside of the lower mainland. So I don't know, we're kind of chilling. The only thing that I don't like about it is, one, we have had to make a bunch of changes, so guests are kind of mad about things. And 2, people like don't grasp that we weren't open, but we were kind of open the whole time. Like, we still had management in-house. Like, I work in a spa, so a lot of people who booked summer 2020 vacations booked them like last year, because we book up really fast for a lot of things, and it's frustrating because people are trying to book like couples massages and like really long treatments for this week, which is not a long weekend, but like a lot of Canadians have today as a stat holiday, so they have today off in the middle of the week, and then they like take days off to have a super long weekend. And people like are trying to book things like 2 days in advance, and it says like on our website and on the confirmation email and everything, like we book 4 to 6 weeks out. But I think because we were closed, people are like, well, you weren't open 4 weeks ago, and I'm like, but we were. Like, people were still booking things. So I don't know, guests have been like kind of really rude, which I don't dig. But I don't know, it's fine. I'm making a shit ton of money. That's the way I see it. Like, even this week, like I'm just working like 5 days a week and I'm making a ton of money. And that is just the way that I'm living my life now. I expect there to be a second wave, and I wouldn't be mad if we closed again, because honestly, I thrive being unemployed. I'll straight up say it. What is your favorite character to Blueberry for? Number 1, okay, like location, Be Your Guest is my favorite location. It is a great team. I love the captains there. I love the performers. I usually have a pretty good photo pass. I love the setup of the location. It is easy. You don't have to close lines. It's dining. Great. Favorite costume, Be Our Guest. Amazing. Would die for Bog. Anyone who doesn't like Be Our Guest is either awkward and doesn't know how to vibe with their performers and the rest of their team, or they're just lying. Like, I don't know anyone who doesn't like Be Our Guest unless they like had a problem with performers, but I've never had one ever. Like, my performers have always been super sweet, so I don't get it. I do love Crystal Palace having like Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, and Eeyore. Like, those guys are really fun, just like storyline-wise words. And I think a lot of people have like a deep like emotional connection to Pooh Bear because so many people have like Pooh Bear nurseries and like grew up with him. And then another really fun one that I think people sleep on is Elena in Fairy Tale Hall. Out of all 4 princesses, Elena was my favorite to be an attendant for. She's amazing. She's so cool. She's such a badass. Oh, like Disney Junior wasn't around when I was a kid, but oh, I stan Elena so hard. Would you consider working for Disney again? Absolutely. I've talked about this. One day I hope to be back. I don't know when, I don't know where, I don't know with what facet of the company, but it's on a list. Abram said rank the 1707 boys, and that's literally asked me to rank my children because I love you all in a completely different way. Like, y'all have seen my videos. You know the 1707 boys. My Sunrise Yoga video probably has the most of the boys in it. I think all of them but one are in that video, and you just know that I love them. They're like all my children. And Brennan's like my dad. But you know, if you're in that apartment, you know that I love 5 of you. Would you recommend studying criminology / how has your experience been with it? I think closer to back to school time, I am going to do a video more in depth about this because if you don't know, which I think people don't know, I do already have my bachelor's in criminology from Simon Fraser University. If you're Canadian, you might know that. Us and U of T are kind of like the big crim schools. I like it. The classes are interesting. I would recommend it if you're someone who's looking at going into like, I don't know, like corrections, or you want like to do forensics and you're getting your chem degree anyways and you want some more like, I don't know, like background knowledge of the system. If you are thinking of doing like law school but don't want to do business as like your undergrad because you're interested in criminal law, like I think it's a nice setup. I think the only problem is I don't really know like what to do with it. I know SFU makes you take your QWBs, so if you're going to SFU and you need to take some like courses for your breath courses, I would recommend Crim because I think they're easy and I think they're interesting. What do I do with my Crim degree? I don't know. I work at a spa. I'm not the person to ask. Like I said, policing you can do, no thanks. Corrections, I have my certificate in legal studies, so I could go do like legal administrative assistant right now. That's kind of the big one. If you do another 6 months afterwards, you can do like paralegal, can set you up for law school. A lot of people work with like 911 or crisis hotline, social services, things like that. Pretty much anything that you can do psych with, you can do crim with, but it tends to lean more like legal or correctionals. When do you think Disney will stop being a part of your life? Literally never. At this point, I'm either going to grow up and have a shit ton of money, just being an adult and not having kids and not getting married, and I can just keep going for the rest of my life. I would love to do Disney cruise. I'd love to see Alani. I am dying to get back to the Asian parks. If you don't know, I've been to Disney Sea and I would love to go back as an adult. Or like if by some weird miracle someone marries me and wants to have kids, then I'll have kids and I'll take my kids. So I literally cannot ever see it leaving because I just love it so much. It just makes me so happy. Like this stupid bear, he's stuck with me. Post-grad plans, who knows? I'm like pseudo post-grad now. Like I haven't graduated, but I haven't not graduated, you know what I mean? I'm taking a full course load this fall while working full-time, so not sure how that is gonna go. I would love to get a job in communications. If you don't know, like I said, criminology, already have my bachelor's. I'm working my bachelor's in communications right now. I would love to get a job in that. I think doing like marketing strategy or brand management would be really fun. I've talked about this in my last Q&A video, but as of right now, my job is a job. Like I wasn't permanently laid off due to COVID, which God bless, that alone is like a huge thing that a bunch of people don't have. So I'm happy where I am now. If I really wanted to, I'm sure I could try and transition into like sales and marketing with the company I'm with now. It's just so small that I don't know how that would work long term. She's happy where she is now. She's just trying her best. Another person asked post-grad plans. What's it like studying Crim? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Oof. Honestly, I would love to go back to Vancouver, I'm not gonna lie, but also the more time I spend here, the more I just like have friends here. I think when I moved back to Kelowna the first time, I didn't expect to stay here because I just like didn't vibe with anyone here. Like I'm not really friends with any of my high school friends. Like I don't feel like a great attachment to anything here. If I could find a good job that like makes me enough money to have like a 1-bedroom apartment, then like maybe I'll stay here, even though that is also a little bit of my nightmare. Maybe someone will date me in 5 years. No promises, but we can aim high, I guess. Current shows you were binging. I'm not gonna say this because I have a video coming out all about this. So subscribe if you want to see that, because I have a video all about shows that I've been binging and my viewers have been binging on Disney Plus and Netflix. Creators you have been loving. I could go off about this. I love so many people. I mentioned this in the vlog I'm filming today. A lot of girls I know are doing daily uploads for July. So Lily, Devin, Talia, who asked me this question, I don't know who she is, but she was talking about it. Taylor, Delaney, so many people. Like locally, Carter Sullivan is a Canadian girl who's a nurse. I've been watching a lot of her stuff. I think she's like the most productive human being I've ever seen in my life, and I could never, but kudos for her. I've just been watching more like smaller people in general. I kind of like stepped back from watching huge creators. Like at one point I was watching a lot of like Remy Ashton and Alicia Marie and people like that, but like I just don't vibe with those people because I am a like broke student and I can't relate to a 22-year-old buying a $4 million house in LA. Like it's just, it makes me feel bad. So I'm watching a lot of small creators. If you guys want to see a whole video on that, let me know. I'm also planning on doing some like collab type videos. Remind me, I said this reminds me, I told Talia I'll text her today and I need to do that. But I'm hoping to do a few like collab-y things. So you'll see more stuff with smaller creators this month. Fave 3 songs this month. Ooh. Okay, let's pull up Spotify. I was literally just listening to Kissing Other People by Len and Stella and I really like that. It's not even a new song, but for like literally 3 months I had Maniac by Conan Gray stuck in my head and like it's still kind of there. I listen to a lot of the same music, so weirdly enough I put Touch the Sky from the Brave soundtrack on my liked songs on Spotify, and that song makes me cry every time. But I don't know, I listen to a lot of like boring stuff I guess, and I'm also like scared to talk about musicians because like everyone's being outed for doing terrible things right now, and like I really don't need my faves to be canceled. Like if anything happens to the Maine, I'm done. I'm out. I love those boys so much. The Maine is coming out with a new album in 2021, I think. So that, I am ready for that. Do you have anything exciting planned in the upcoming months? I am trying to move. I've said this before. I will say this again. Your girl's getting out of this tiny ass garbage dorm room that I live in now. It doesn't look bad from where I'm sitting right now, but if you watch my vlogs, oof, you know she is small and I am suffering. So that's kind of my biggest plan for the next couple months, is getting out of this place and moving in. The apartments we're looking at are beautiful. I will probably be viewing them later this month and I'm sure I'll be vlogging that because I think they're doing self-guided tours. So once again, subscribe if you want moving content. Oh, Lily just said, how have you been? I've been great. How have you guys been? I said this in my last video like this, I think. Like honestly, quarantine did not get me down. I thrive being unemployed. I'm having a great time. I'm just happy to be here. I'm taking that government money and living my life. Like she's got 7 grand in savings. She can move out, which she could never do before. You know, my job took me back. I'm doing honestly great. I'm a little bit stressed out, I will not lie, but that's because I did it to myself. Like if I didn't want to work 6 days a week, I wouldn't have to work 6 days a week. But alas, I want money, so here I am working 6 days a week. So that's my own damn fault. If you had to live one place for the rest of life, where would you be? Assuming that I could live anywhere that I wanted, like assuming that I wasn't stuck in Canada, probably Southern California. There's so many places that I love in Southern California. I have like a deep love for Santa Monica. I really like Burbank. I've never been to San Diego, but if it didn't cost like $4,000 billion to live there, like I could probably fuck with San Diego. I also really want to visit San Francisco. I know that's Northern California, but my mom like loves San Francisco and she thinks that I would love it. So like, you know, honestly, my whole ass heart just lives in California, and yet I was born as a Canadian citizen. It's really kind of rude. Do you have a type when it comes to relationships? Oof. I used to say no. Like I used to be like, I don't have a type. There's no way. Like I'm down for whatever. And then I like stepped back. Oh my god, my camera's gonna die. Okay, I'm gonna caffeinate and charge you and then I'll be back and then we'll shade myself for my terrible taste in men. I'm in a surprisingly good mood today though. I don't know if y'all have noticed. I feel like it comes in waves. But I'm pretty good at putting myself in a good mood. And I've been in a pretty good mood this week. I think also because it's my only day off that I'm like must utilize this day off to be in a good mood, because we're not just gonna be sad on our day off. That's a waste of time. Sometimes my weird like anxiety ridden brain lets me do nothing, and then other days I'm like, we don't have time to stress out like this, stop it. We were talking about my type when it comes to relationships. So what I was saying before my camera died is I always thought that I didn't have a type, and I was very adamant. I was like, no, nope. I'm open to whatever. I'm still open to whatever, but I was like, I'm not attracted to anything in specific. And then I like looked at the last like 4 men that I had any sort of relations with, and they all looked exactly the same. Every single one of them had glasses. Like literally for 2 years, every man that I touched had glasses. They're all usually like creatives, like in film or music or artists. One was like an audio engineer or something. Like, I don't know, I don't go for like an accountant. I could never. Ew, gross, goodbye. A desk job, we don't want that in this house. Like, I feel like I just love when people are passionate about things. So like, I don't know, I love me a shitty artsy type. You know the guy. I think when you think like typical nasty skater indie boy that looks like he hasn't showered in 4 days, that is what I went for like the last 3 years of college. Then recently I feel like I've made a change. I very much appreciate short men now. I think it's because I'm only like 5'2" myself, but I like went through the phase that like every girl else did where they're like, oh my god, he's 6'7". Then I hooked up with a guy who was 6'4", and I was like, there's literally too much of you. Like, I'm overwhelmed because there's too much of you. Like, you've over a foot on me. I can't do that anymore. 5'8", flawless, perfect, ideal. Oof, we love a short king in this house. I feel like someone who's like kind of scruffy, like bearded, like longer, like, oh, like a long curly hair boy. I don't know, I don't go for blondes. I don't know what it is. I think blondes weird me out because they're usually like preppy. Don't get me wrong, I went through a frat boy phase when I was in a sorority and it was bad and I regret it, and no. But yeah, like a nice little gross art kid is like still kind of my go-to. I'm pretty open to whatever. I feel like I don't think that much about people's appearance a lot of the time, which is why it's so funny because I have a video where I like joke about being fat on Tinder and like all the comments are just like, women are disgusting and want men that are fit and successful and 6'9", and I'm like, who? Like, that is not my requirement for anyone. Like, man, woman, who cares? Tall, short, she's not picky. I don't know. So I guess that's what I would say my type is, but like I really am kind of like, eh, whatever. Maybe someday someone will like me. Not picky. Nicole just said, how much do you love me? I'll love you more when you come visit me in August and bring a dog for me to hang out with. And last, we have advice on getting self-conscious young girls to learn to love themselves. Honestly, I might not be the best. Oops, sorry, I just kicked my tripod. I might not be the best at this because I don't really know. I feel like I come off as moderately confident, but deep down, I think I'm terrible. But I also just got to a point, like I was saying a minute ago, like sometimes I'm anxious and I'm just like, we don't have time to be anxious today. We can't do it. We don't have time for that. This is not in the schedule. We can't do that. Like, I think I hit a point probably this last summer where I was like, I could sit around and hate how I looked, or I could just not waste my energy on that. And it's been great. It's been amazing. Like, I don't think I'm the hottest person in the world. I don't even think I'm that cute. Like, do I wish that I looked entirely different? And if I had millions of dollars, would I get so much plastic surgery and like hire a personal trainer and a chef and only eat like organic vegan bullshit? Yes, I'm not denying that. But I think it is important to realize that that is not how the world works. And it's okay. You're doing your best. You're trying your best. I've learned in the last like year that someone's gonna like you. Like, no matter how much you don't like yourself and you think that you're gross and terrible looking and your own nightmare and you would never go for you, you are probably someone's ideal type. So don't beat yourself up. If you want to like change something for you, like have at, or like, I know that I am not at my peak health. I know that I was sitting around for 3 months like doing nothing, and I sit at a desk all day, and that's not great. And like, would it be healthier for me if I lost some weight? Like, probably. Like, would I feel better about myself? Probably. Would I be able to like walk up the stairs and the hill at work every day and not want to die and have my app watch think I'm doing an outdoor workout? Probably. So like, if you want to do it for you, then good. But don't change yourself just because you think that other people won't like you, because that's bad. Those are all my questions, your comments, your concerns. If you would like to be a part of this next month, when it inevitably will happen, because this is the thing I've been doing monthly, feel free to follow me on Instagram. I put them all up there. I think that is it for today. I'm gonna go try and get this video up. Who knows when this video will be going up, honestly. Schedules, we don't know her. All my links to everything else, as always, are down in the description below. And if there's anything you want to see in July, leave a comment, hit me up on Instagram. If there's anyone that you think I would vibe with and like I should do some with in July, also let me know. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow, a couple of days. Honestly, who knows? Who knows? But I'll see you soon.